Okay. I was watching Sky John's video, big up to Sky John. And he had this stripper on, and she didn't want to talk about it. And he was asking her a bunch of questions, and the first question that he said was, people think that men are exploiting women. He was like, but when I go into a club and I got $300 and I leave and you got all my money, how the hell am I exploiting you? You got my money. And she was like, yeah. And he goes on to ask her a series of questions. And I kind of stopped it in the middle because I'm like, okay, being someone that has dated strippers, being someone that knows a lot of strippers, and it just so happens that I have. I don't do any magical kind of anything, and yes, I have dated strippers. Did not meet them at a strip club. There you go. That ought to tell you something. I can tell you this. Strippers don't fucking want you. They don't. I know that there are books and there are tactics and there are all kinds of things out there, and and going back to the video, like some of the comments were like, because she was kind of nonchalant. She was just like, yeah, just take off my clothes. Yeah, I made good money. I got it. And they were like, oh, well, she's boring. She's not. You ought to have a cool stripper on there, and you ought to have. Why? You want a stripper on there telling you, talking like a porn star, saying, oh yeah, it turns me on when I see you in the club and thinking about all those men looking at me. That's a fucking script, dumbasses. Okay? That's a fucking script. Strippers don't fucking want you. If any of you have, which of course I've been to strip clubs. I don't go to strip clubs anymore. It's just, after I kind of got hip to the game and after I started dating a few, I looked at strip clubs totally different. And for those of you out there that are like, well, I'm not tricking off my money. How's that tricking off my money? Fuck it, it's something I want to do and I got money like that. It's not about how much money you spend. It's the principle of it. It is the principle of the money that you are spending. You know? It's not about you just, spending $100, but I'm a millionaire, so I just spent $100. It's okay. Really? No, it's actually not that okay because it's the principle of it. You're giving your money away for nothing. That's what you're doing. I'm sorry. It's what it is. And yes, you have tricked off your money. Now, does that make you necessarily a trick? No, but you did trick off your money. And men to this day, even the smoothest, the flyest Mac, whatever, we do all trick off our money in subtle ways. All the time, we do. Because, let's face it, if we weren't doing half of the shit we're doing to at least attract a woman or turn a woman's head, none of us would be working out. None of us would be dressing fly. None of us would want a nice anything. We wouldn't, because we wouldn't give a fuck. We'd probably all be sitting on the goddamn computer watching internet porn if we didn't really give a fuck. But going back to my point, strippers don't fucking want you. They want your money. That's what you're there for. They're not there to grind on you and get turned on by you, and you know what I'm saying? You ain't saying shit to them that they ain't never fucking heard before. Really, you're not. I know that some of y'all think y'all being real fly and real cool, or you coming in with, oh my God, you're so pretty. What are you doing here? Or wow, I'd really like to take you out. Or you're trying to play your little PUA game, and you read your little book on how to get a stripper, so you're going into the strip club and you're being all cool and standoffish and yeah, whatever, ha ha. Dog, I'm telling you right now, strippers don't fucking want you. They done heard all that shit before. Not only have they heard every single thing that you could ever possibly say to them, but they hear it like 20 times every night. You ain't saying nothing new. And they gonna sit there and grind in your face. And let me ask you, for those of you out there that trick your money off and go to strip clubs, the next time you go to a strip club, I want y'all to do something for me. I want you to look at the expression on a stripper's face when she's giving a lap dance to someone else when her back is facing him, when her back is turned. Look at the expression on her face. That speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. I've seen my ex give somebody a lap dance. I was visiting her up at the club, and at first I was all reluctant about it, and I was just like, I don't want to do. I don't want to fucking see you dance for another dude. And so I give a lap dance to a guy. And the dead ass expression that she had on her face, it was like she was working in a fucking cubicle. It was like she was, and then I looked around and they all had this expression on their face, like they just punched a time card in and they threw on a welder's mask and just started welding. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you out there that are really thinking that, you're not tricking your money off, you are. I'm sorry, you are. And occasionally tricking your money off is that the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world. Look, we're human beings. We all do shit contradictory to a lot of the shit that we're saying. You just make sure that you don't do it, 95% of the time. You're not contradictory. That 5%, whatever. There's always going to be some sort of exception, you know. But these strippers out here, and I'm not dissing any strippers, because game recognized game. If you can get these motherfuckers for their money, get them for their money. If they promising you a whole bunch of shit or they giving you presents and shit, fucking get that money. I'm not mad at that at all. At all. But what I'm saying to those of you that are giving your money away is that they don't fucking want you. They don't care anything about you. You are just a cash register to them. And if any of you out there that are thinking that like strippers are, oh, they're skanky, oh, they're this, or they just hoes, or whatever, they got your fucking money. And for you women out there that are judging other strippers, they got your man's money. They got your husband's money. You dig what I'm saying? So you might learn some shit from them, So, I don't know. I just find the whole subject of, because I get emails and shit all the time, Obviously, the game mentor, have you ever dated a stripper? Have you ever been with a stripper? How do you get strippers? And let me tell you this also. And I think strippers agree, and even the 2 or 3 porn stars that I met, no, didn't fuck them, just met them. We got into the conversation about this. Everybody says that they want to date a stripper, but rarely do you have the mentality to actually do so. Saying that you want to date a woman that either takes off her clothes, or fuck somebody for money, saying that is a whole lot different than actually doing it. Because most of you out there that say you want strippers, you wouldn't be able to handle it. You wouldn't, your mind, mentally, your mind would, as a matter of fact, in the very beginning when I said I went to see my ex at a strip club where she was dancing at, what, a bunch of you, I could just hear a bunch of you going, what? Oh, damn, man, how the fuck you gonna go see your one? If at any time you are thinking that, you don't need to deal with no strippers. None. Because if you can't handle that, man, I mean, some of y'all just ain't ready to do that shit. You say that you are. And the other thing, that the little porn star that I was talking to, she was like, yeah, I've met a lot of guys that are saying all this shit about, oh yeah, that's cool with me or whatever. It's like, but then when I can't have sex with them the next day because I got to go to a shoot, or when I just got through, shooting a scene and I come home and I just really don't want to fuck, then it becomes a different story. Then they ain't cool with it. So yeah, strippers don't want you. Fuck.